Welcome to Change the Narrative. My name is Kim Fuller.
I'm Lam.
This is episode 7. We want to start off by thanking our audience. You guys have been very, very supportive.
Yes, indeed.
Over the past 6 episodes. Last week, we had tremendous responses from everyone, and we really do appreciate that. We definitely want to keep the conversations going as we talk about different issues that affect our nation or
and
people,
our culture. Yes,
culture, delicate topics that are not normally talked about, but that it needs to be discussed. So that's what we're here to do. So
definitely,
we want to start off our episode tonight. Well, first of all, our topic tonight is another delicate one.
Yes, indeed, very delicate. So what is it?
Topic tonight is domestic violence in Belize.
Domestic violence. Wow.
Yes, and we're going to tackle that our way.
That's right.
But before we do that, we definitely want to jump into a little bit of our house cleaning. Let's start first with telling everyone how they can reach us. Clinton,
sure. Yeah, I mean, the usual platforms we are available at. It's Facebook, Instagram, all podcasting platforms, Speaker, Spotify, iTunes, Castbox, you name it. We are available again at changeingnarrative.com. So let's go to the site.
Check it out.
Go to the site, just type in changeingnarrative.com
and leave your comments. Let us know. If you're not comfortable, leaving your comments on Facebook or Instagram or any of that, hey, go to our website.
Or message us directly.
We are open to that as well.
Take those too.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So again, feel free to reach out, man. We are happy to respond to anyone's conversation, and we're not turning away anyone's.
That's right. And thank you again so much for the support you have shown. So Clinton, let's talk about current events in Belize.
Sure. So the big current situation that was going on, what was trending in Belize over the past week was the Miss Universe, which was right here. Yeah, right here in Atlanta. And I kind of felt like the Miss Belize, who was a very beautiful young lady, I felt like she got jilted. I think she looked better than a lot of those women that I saw on that stage. I think she got way more flavor and style and swag. But hey, it wasn't for her this go around. And keep supporting. We did a great job.
That's right. She did a great job. She represented us well.
Definitely.
I was proud watching her. I was in tune to the preliminary events and everything.
Right.
She was beautiful.
Right.
So I do wish that Belize can, just put a little bit more into this and get these girls ready way ahead of time.
Right.
But for our part, we are going to always do our part, and we're going to keep on supporting. Right?
Definitely.
Yeah, she did great. Man. She did great. Yeah. But congrats to Miss South Africa. She was also very
smart. Yeah, very beautiful young woman.
Yeah, very smart. Very natural.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what I really like.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Black power for sure.
Black power. All right. So, let's talk about a little lack of power that our black women in Belize have with this domestic violence situation. So, Clinton, I'm going to put you on the spot right off the bat.
Already?
Yes. Whoa. Clinton, what do you know about domestic violence? Do you have any experience? For the record, he has. I have none with him.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't engage.
But I do believe that Clinton does have some experience with domestic violence. So let's start off with a little personal touch, and then we talk about.
Like everyone else, though. Everyone else, it's a topic, or it's a conversation I'm still very uncomfortable talking about.
Sure.
Because it brings me back into that place, and I've experienced it for years of my life. And to be totally frank and honest with you, I still haven't got over it. I still have bad thoughts and deeds in my mind that I want to do to the individual that caused harm to my mom. And I will probably go to the grave feeling this way. But again, I don't want to harp too tough on how it transpired between those two individuals, because it's pretty similar to any other domestic violence case where actual physical violence is involved.
Right.
And his was kind of worse because his was a mixture of alcohol, jealousy, rage, and he, when he was in his tirades, man, he will destroy everything in the
Oh
household.
no.
I mean, they will just buy brand new stuff, furniture, whatever it is in the house, TVs, whatever. He'll just destroy everything.
Oh wow.
And it's so ironic about having this conversation was it was usually around times like these, Christmas time or any kind of big holidays,
The high stress time.
high stress
Yeah,
times where
yeah,
people
the
are trying
demands
to
and
meet the demands and they got to take care of their family at home, but they also got to take care of their sweethearts and they jump off and their
Okay.
girlfriend on the side because they need their gifts too around this time. And you'll find them in a situation where they cannot meet some of those demands.
They come home and they take it out on
They
whoever.
get involved with a lot of alcohol and trying to drink their problems away.
Yeah.
And they come home and just terrorize the place. And as a kid, it was probably, other than my brother dying, this is probably the second worst thing that ever happened to me. And it's been going on for a long time. And again, when it was going on as a kid, I didn't know how to process it. Like, what is the right way to process something like this when
you're 9, 10.
11 years
All
old?
you're seeing is somebody beating your mom.
And again, when it was going on, people gonna understand. I tried my best to out this dude's lights. I wanted to kill this dude, like point blank. I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat it. I tried a couple times. You know what I'm saying? And I look back at it now where I'm at, I'm a little bit older now, I'm more mature, and I'm kind of glad I didn't go down that road.
Me too.
But I could have wasted my life.
Yeah.
You know, I wasted my life over something that, again, is still going on. So to get into, again, how I felt as a young kid, to experience it, to actually see it. First of all, you can't sleep. You're scared. You know what I mean? You have a lot of different emotions running through your head as a kid.
Right.
You're not thinking about the next day. The only thing you're thinking about is what would be the quickest way for me to put this dude out of you know what I mean? Out of this world.
To get him out of our lives.
Just get him out of this world. So I used to sit there plotting how I was going to do this.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
And you're not unique with that. I mean, there's a lot of kids out there who are caught up in this. And that's, the saying that they say when two elephants fight, who gets the worst of it?
Yeah, the ground.
The ground, right? That's the kids in this situation. They are exposed to it.
Right.
And they have to try to process this and deal with this mentally. And a lot of times, especially at the age that you're at that time, that 9, 10, 11, or even older, when kids see the violence against their parent, they try to get involved.
Right.
But they end up a lot of time getting hurt as well.
I think the part, again, put it in the kid's perspective, the part that really gets to you is, I live in a community with a bunch of people in that community. You know what I mean? And they knew this was going on. No one tried to help you. So there could have been a fatality within my household. And we wouldn't have got help probably until it was all over with. So no grown-ups, male or female at the time,
you know why?
Stepped in to help.
You know why?
For one, I know why. Because this is this old cultural idea in Belize where we feel that domestic violence is between a man and a woman.
That's right.
And you need to mind your own business.
Right.
Well, we need to change the narrative on that.
That's right. That's the first thing that we need to change the narrative
That's some crap. That's all nonsense. I don't know who came up with this concept or this way of thinking, but it's completely nonsense.
Right.
You know what I mean? So again, just start off with the people who were immediately around me. They didn't do anything, and they watched this went down. The police were called after the situation. When they realized it got out of hand, police were called. They will come by and do absolutely nothing.
Because they have the same mentality.
The same mentality. They came in, they walk in and walk out. It's not our business. We got better things to do with our life. We are paying these people to protect us. Paying these guys.
Right.
And they're walking away from their responsibility and their jobs when people are in need. Okay? And we didn't get that help.
Right.
That was a shame back then. And the third to me, that was even as heartbreaking was there was nowhere for you to go at that time. There was no state, city, or country help that you can go to or to go breeze off and cool off, or someone to step in to to try to mediate the situation. Not to mention counseling for the kids or any kind of help for us. We just had to pick up the pieces and act as if nothing just happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there's a scar that and that stays with you the rest of your life.
Right.
And I don't think these people fully understand
So
how impactful it is to you and how hurtful it is to you to have to deal with that.
that's right. So for anyone who might be sitting watching this and thinking, "Oh, this is unique," it's not. Let me put it into perspective for you. Statistics: each year, over 1,000 domestic violence cases are reported in Belize. 18% are men.
Wow.
80% are women.
Whoa.
The highest
Hold up.
districts-
You can't just reel it off like that. I know you're reading your statistics, but 80% is women, 18% is men.
Yes.
And let me tell you something. That's only what is reported.
That's what's reported.
So what is not reported is probably quadruple what that is saying. I mean,
because,
come on, man.
Because the reality is that besides the people who might hear what's happening because you live in a small little community
Right.
where people can hear, besides that, domestic violence is a private thing for women. Women
Right.
don't talk about things like that. They don't
Right.
talk about it with anyone.
Right.
And for the kids who experience it, they sit them around a table and say, this is our business.
Right.
This is what happens in this house, and what happens here, stay here.
But where that mentality came from. Like, we were born into this way of thinking, this whole psyche.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out, who do we inherit this way of thinking from?
I don't know,
Is
Clint,
it the
but
British?
it's-
Is it? Well, where do we get this from?
would you say it's a Caribbean thing or just a Belize thing?
Listen,
It's
man,
probably
all the
a
Caribbean islands
thing.
have this over dominance way of how they treat their women.
The
all
men.
Caribbean, the men.
That's true.
There's
So
this hyper jealousy and hyper just want to be in charge.
The
way,
control
the
thing.
controlling thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's prominent in Caribbean and Central American households for some reason.
you can start the trail right there. Where
Let's see
we're
how we
getting
can figure
this
out
from,
and get this nonsense to stop.
So a little bit more on the statistics. In the country of Belize
Okay.
District and Corozal are the two highest districts
Wow.
that have reported cases of domestic
I
violence.
can understand Belize because Belize is a population center, but Curacao, which is so small,
Well,
whoa,
again, there are a lot of things there. I can make guesses about that, but I don't know. But what this statistic really bothered me: the age of women most affected by domestic abuse is
Right.
age 20
20.
to 34.
Well, I'm not surprised by
20.
that. I'm not surprised by that.
Clint,
And I
that's
think-
young.
Let me tell you something why I'm not surprised by that. Because I can remember vividly when I was in high school, there were women that I was aware of in high school getting physically abused by their boyfriend.
Oh, come on, man.
You know what I mean?
So, look, man.
So this from it might sound crazy to you, but again, I remember that vividly. There were females in my high school that were getting beat up. By
High
the men
school?
In high school, and again, we just talking about the physical part of it, the things that we can actually see.
That's right.
We're not even talking about the mental stress of it.
That's right.
Or the sexual
Sexual
part, because that's the part that really is still on the hush hush. That's not really talked about on a wider level.
And again, it's the same reason. What happens in the household is supposedly man and woman concerns.
That needs to stop, man.
That's one thing.
That
Another
mentality
thing is a
terrible.
lot of time. You see, it's a two-way thing, right? Where, yes, men are predominantly the ones beating on their women,
Right.
but us women, we keep going back or staying in this
Why?
situation.
And I never understood that. So what is the psyche behind that? Why does a woman who knows she's getting cheated on every day, she's getting treated like crap, and he's physically beating you up? What is the incentive for a woman to go back in that type of environment?
So there are several different factors involved here,
Okay.
from my understanding,
Okay.
right? One is the fear factor.
The fear. Okay, I'll
So
be
the fear of leaving the man for
Okay.
various different reasons. One's fear of physical harm that person will, hunt them down and hurt them.
Right.
There's that,
Right.
right? There's also the fear of losing, even though it's not a good situation.
Mm-hmm.
For some, there's a financial concern.
To me, I think that's probably one of the most dominant one is the financial part.
Right. So the man may be the breadwinner of the home.
Right. Or his status in society.
Or status.
Because that's
Because
prominent
yes,
too.
don't sit there
These
thinking that it's just the no good man and the man who don't have good jobs and the drunks that does this.
Your lawyers,
that's
it's
right.
everybody.
It's everybody. So there's the status thing,
Right.
There's also children involved, and
that's the sad part.
The same part that we might say, well, you need to get out of it for your children. A lot of women don't look at it quite that way.
Right.
They look at it, well, this is the father of my child, and I kind of want to try to see if I can work this out, hope that he will change, and that type of thing, right?
That says a lot about the society we are living in today, if that's the mentality.
Clinton, one of the worst ones that I heard when I was doing research is women saying, well, what's the purpose of leaving? The next man will do the same thing.
That's sad. I mean, come on, man. If that's where we're at, if that's the level of thinking that we're at, I think this problem is way worse than I could even imagine.
Beyond the thinking, is that the level? Is what percentage of our men are beating on their women out there?
Man, we need to start at the root when it comes to this, man. Because it's
what is the root?
First of all, you're saying about the percentage and all that. I don't even know what the percentage is, but I know it's pretty high because it's not only acceptable in the culture for a long time, because like they say in Belize, if you're not beat me, you not love me. That was the
biggest crap I've ever.
That was the perception.
But you're right. I grew up hearing that.
Yeah, the nonsense that they were spreading at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I also notice about our culture, and especially being a man, we as men were not taught or think it's ideal to empower our women. You understand what I'm saying? And we just don't want to lose the idea. We just want to hold on to this concept in our brain that if I could only hold on to this dominance that I'm the man, that I could keep her.
That's right.
They don't understand the whole idea that if I empower her, it brings up the entire unit.
No, then we become a threat to them. Yeah. You understand? A powerful woman, and I'm sorry, my Belizean men, I love my Belizean men, but a powerful woman is a threat to a lot of Belizean men.
Yeah, because they don't want to. They're gonna feel like you don't need them. You know what I mean?
We will always need them. I mean, that's the reality. We will always need them.
I'm just telling you how
But you're right.
How they think.
You are absolutely right. So in order for them to maintain that control, or one of the things they say is, well, I'm going to teach her to respect me. Okay, newsflash.
That never worked.
It never works. The moment you put your hand on a woman, you lose all semblance of any respect. She has lost it for you.
It's old.
From that point on, they're thinking of their next move.
Let me tell you something. Most women don't even think like that. Most women, especially young women that are, I would say, brainwashed into accepting this way of life, once they put their hands on them, that's when the fear comes in. So
then they're subservient to the men.
Subservient to everything.
Because they're
now he has now taken over and showed physically what he's willing to do. Mm-hmm. To put down, let her understand the way he wants things to be.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? But for guys like that, I'll tell you this, man. I'm telling these guys this. You're not a man.
School them, baby. School them.
No, I'm serious. It's not about just schooling them or be funny, because it's not a funny situation. But any man that beats a woman like that, man, you're not a man. You're a boy.
You're a coward.
You're a boy. Don't a boy do things like that. If you are still under the mentality that you gotta beat your woman into submission, you're a boy. If you're under the impression that you don't have to work and take care of your family and come home and still want to act all dominant within the household, you're a boy. If you don't feel that it's necessary for you to contribute, whether it's mentally, physically, or financially, within your household or to your family members, you're a boy. To me, a real man takes care of his family, takes care of his kids, protect his family, protect his kids. You know what I mean? That's what a real man is. And I'll tell you this also. If more men would step in to protect their sisters, their mom, their grandmothers, their aunts, whenever one of these little boys put hands on their siblings, I think that alone will curve the trajectory of how this is going.
That's true, because the reality
because
is
these dudes don't know how to fight.
Right. That's
they're
why
punks.
they prey on the weaker sex,
They're preying on
right?
weaker sex. And I just wish more men, especially young men who are listening to me right now, would fully understand what I'm saying. Don't let no man put their hands on your sister, man. Don't
That's
let
right.
no man, don't even friend these dudes that put their hands on your mom, your aunt, your grandma. That should be an absolutely no. That should be banned from our society, man. We need to deal with these dudes accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And that should be the way how it is, because again, there's no real justification
That's right.
for a man to have to lead to be, put hands on a woman. You know what I mean?
But they will try to justify it, though. You will hear it's the woman's fault. We made them do it.
That's what they need to ask for from a real man. You know what I mean? And that will balance that out, because he has to do what he had to do too.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and for us women out there who are getting abused and living through that, or think it's okay, it's not.
No.
It's not. It's not the norm.
No.
I know there's a lot of cases of it in Belize, but it is not the norm.
No, but you know what? Though? You know what people will say? It's easier said than done. You know what I mean? You're in this little, happy medium now where you don't have to deal with whatever. But no, man, Belize have to understand that this is our problem. Stop putting stuff out there like as if it's their problem and it's not your. No. That's the problem in itself. Because when I was in this situation, I wanted help and I couldn't get help. So I'm very sympathetic for people who are going through situations like this.
Right.
I want this to be a situation where it's all of our problem, where we all can come and fix this issue and get it eradicated from our society, because it's not helping us out at all. And as you notice, we have a high crime rate.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that, and within that crime rate in itself, is based on domestic violence.
Domestic situations.
To me, one fatality is one too many when it comes to this conversation, so to speak.
That's true. Like, one of the areas that we also need to talk about is, like, the justice system with that, or courts, for example, because, yes, we all know the police don't do much. I know they've been making some strides to trying to improve, but, it's been years and years of that. But there's also the problem that women have, that they have such a hard time when they try to leave to get help.
Explain that to me.
Let me give you a little example.
Give me an example.
When I was a little bit younger, I had a boyfriend who, at the end of my relationship, started trying to get physical. Well, he didn't try. He got physical.
What you mean he got physical?
He held a knife to my throat and told me he was going to kill me. So, me, being rational and everything, I said, okay, well, I'm going to leave this situation. Luckily for me, I had the medium and the way to do that.
To get out, yeah.
But, of course, he was still harassing me. So I decided, upon advice, I actually talked about it.
Right.
And I got advice to get a restraining order.
Okay.
Clinton, I'm not saying this is the case for everybody who tries to get a restraining order, but it took me 3 weeks to get a restraining order.
That's a damn shame.
I could have been dead and buried by then.
That's right. That's a damn shame. And let me tell you something, man.
You understand?
You should feel lucky, because most women don't have 3 weeks.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You understand? So it is important for
The justice
It's
system,
everywhere.
the justice
Everybody
system
have
needs to start to work for
Yeah.
citizens, man. And,
Yeah.
and again,
Oh, this is a time-sensitive matter. When a
Yeah.
woman, call the police, call 911, call whatever, go somewhere for help, it has to happen now. You
so where
understand?
what are the resources that we have for women to go to? I mean, where do you go?
So there are places that we can go.
Okay.
Okay. According to the police department, every district has within their unit
Okay.
a domestic violence unit. So
okay.
for one, whenever you call the police, there is a unit
So
that
does the
should
police
be
staff
able.
have enough resources to deal with this matter? Because this is a
I hope so.
Okay.
They're very proudly said they have a unit in every
okay.
district. There's also homes and shelters. There's
Okay.
Haven House in Belize.
Haven House. Okay.
Many Open Doors in Cayo.
Many open doors. Okay.
House of Dorcas in Curzal.
House and dogs. Okay.
All right, and there's also the woman's apartment
Right.
that can help place you into shelters.
Right.
There is human development.
Human development. Okay.
So there is definitely places you can go, but you have to start by just making a call.
My question
reach
to this
out
is how
to
long?
someone.
Because let me tell you, some of the domestic violent dude, he have all year, 5 years. He have an eternity to wait on you. How long does these people have to get you out of your situation? Is it just a one night thing or a 1 weekend
I don't
thing?
believe so,
And
but
send
I
you
don't
back
know.
into the same environment? Because let me tell you something. He's gonna be sitting there waiting on you to get right back and do the same exact thing. They don't go.
Well,
they don't
that's
move.
where there's two parts of it. If I file a report on you that
Right.
you're abusing me and I need to get out,
Right.
there is the part where I get help to get out, but there has to be another part where someone's dealing with him.
Yeah.
Because I
And
filed
that's
a
where law
report. He
enforcement
needs to be
step in.
arrested and charged
Right.
and put away. And that's
Right.
where law enforcement needs to also do their part.
So let me ask you a question. Did your restraining order actually work?
It worked.
Okay.
It worked. Well, again, men who try to prey on a woman are cowards.
Right.
So when he got faced with a restraining order slapped on him, he got scared of what would happen if he actually
course.
violated it.
Of course.
You understand?
Right.
So it worked. Again, it doesn't work for everyone though.
Right.
But it is a way.
So what about people in the villages and that have the means and resources to get to these places? Because it's a headache in itself for a lot of people.
There's a lot of NGOs out there too that help.
Okay.
So if they make that first call,
Right.
call the police for help.
Right.
They have ways of getting them resources
And even
no
if-
matter where you are.
And even if you don't make the call initially, if you got an aunt, a cousin, a friend, a neighbor, somebody, just make the call. You know what I'm saying? Get involved and make the call. If you don't want to physically go in there and be, intermediate in the situation,
Then you make the call.
you make
right.
the call for this person and try to
Right.
get this person help. Because a lot of the times, these people are against, self-serving to
Yeah,
the
they're
abuser.
brainwashed.
They're
And
brainwashed,
they're scared.
and
You
they're
have
scared.
to realize fear
Yeah.
will stop you from
Yeah,
doing a lot of things.
There is a strong deterrent, man.
It sure is.
You know what I
It
mean?
sure is, and that's one of the things that we definitely need. So there's the men,
Okay.
and it would not be right for us to not speak about this 18% of men who are
Yeah.
also victims of domestic
Believe it or
violence. I mean, as tempted as it is to just focus on the woman,
Right.
we do need to. 18% is nothing to sneeze at.
Well,
That is still.
let me take on the man part because I'm a man and I have friends and I know people that were, again, physically abused or not even physical, more
so
mentally abused
Yeah.
by their partner. I had a friend that almost got killed one time by his girlfriend for whatever reason that was. He tried to stab this man, and he was able to get out of the situation. And some of the complaints that I get from a lot of men is the mental, is the part where, for example, if you lose your job.
We can be a little harsh.
Yeah, you lose your job or you're not working, you're not where you need to be financially in your life or just in your goals in life. You're not there. You're not dressing or, just you're not at the place you need to be.
Right.
And the women they're dating are taking advantage of that situation by every day reinforcing how much of a loser they are. How much of a bum they are. and it's not helping the situation.
Yeah.
And they not only have to deal with the everyday stress of making it in life and trying to reach their goals and their ambitions, but have to deal with you every day, or the person they're dealing with every day, bringing them down every single day.
Yeah,
and when they get kids involved, and their kids are seeing their dad being talked to like that, it's leaving a bad look for a lot of these guys.
So as women, we have to do better than that too.
Way better.
We have to be supportive. We have to empower men. We can't just sit back and want them to empower us. I mean, like we all know it will not always be. I
mean, we're all in the same boat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because the opportunities that's there for women is the same opportunities are there for men. It's not a situation where we come from where either sex has it better than the other sex.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? The opportunities are the same, and it's the competition for the opportunities that are available are scarce.
That's true.
You just got to be more, again, just more encouraging and more loving towards your mate, and just set goals with each other.
We start right there. There would be such a big difference if we could just work, find a way to deal with our own issues without letting it escalate to violence and
stuff. But that's the problem. For a lot of people don't know how to communicate no more.
That's true.
People communicate by arguing.
Yeah, and that's not communication at all.
So people need to get to the basics.
Yeah.
Just
talk to
learn
each
how
other.
to communicate on a level where it's a level playing field, and we're not getting offensive where we are. If a person, you don't agree with a person or not, just don't take it to a level where it's turned into an argument, because a lot of situations lead to physicality because of just
stupid stuff, right?
Communication.
And I think a lot of times we got to learn how to choose our battles,
right?
And it's not everything is an issue, and it's just. There's so many things that lead to domestic violence. One, there's the drinking issue. Man, woman, we have to.
That's the episode we're going to talk about just on that alone.
Yeah, we have to stop that. Alcohol is a major problem
factor in Belize, period. Yeah. I mean, all over the world. Let's get it straight. Alcohol is a problem all over the world. But because of our proximity and our population density, it's really hurting our society, and we have to have an episode just on that topic alone. But
that will be coming soon. But there's factors there's so much that we can control,
right?
And we have to start there. The alcohol thing, it's a problem,
right?
You mentioned it earlier, the whole cheating thing.
Yeah,
there we go.
But
the moment that same man with enough gal sees one of their girl, not even the main one, sometimes chatting with some other dude, here we go.
Now, that part I don't understand.
It's an issue.
I don't understand. You supposed
the possession comes in.
You're supposed to be
so
a man with
he
a lot
should
of
own
women.
them all.
Yeah, you're a man with a lot of women, but a man talks to your side piece and you taking it personal. You want to, man. These guys got the game messed up, man.
Yeah, but it's so messed up that it's causing major problems, man. And that's why it bothers me when I'm hearing teenagers are involved in domestic violence. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, it is married woman and common law.
Right.
Okay, the woman in that age range, that's where it's typical, but. No young girl should be dealing with that.
So we're gonna change the narrative on this issue.
So the way there's a lot to go around, right? There's the men, how they treat their woman. It's the woman, how we value or don't value ourselves.
Right.
Self-empowerment. We have to be more self-empowered. Right. Yes, we empower each other, but we have to start with ourselves, right? If you keep going back to a man that keeps beating on you, that also says a lot about you.
That means at that point, that means the society also got to step in.
Society got to step in. It's all around. Yeah. It's the men have to change that mentality that they own these women and how they deal with this issue. Right. It's the women have to.
So where do men go to have this type of conversation? Who do men talk to? Who do young people talk to in Belize?
You mean the one who's abusing?
Before we even get to the abuse part, because where do young men go to learn how to be men? Who are the mentors? What Where are the
don't know,
outlets
Clint.
that you go to who are teaching these kids to, just to be a productive member of
I
society?
don't know, and that's a problem.
So maybe we need to look at
because we have all type
of
of problems. That half of the households don't even have a man in there to teach their son how to be a
And
man.
that's even more reason why it needs to be established, and that's something we need to change the narrative on, to hopefully try to establish.
We got to start
to create
from
an environment where mentors and men who are being real men to their family and the society, to pass it down to the youngsters, man.
That's right.
We can't just keep what we, our knowledge that we got and just, die with it. We got to pass it down, because that's an issue in itself too.
That's an issue. So we got to change the narrative all around. How the police handle it, how us as women, men, how society even views it, how we push it and still have it in the closet.
Yeah,
how nobody want to talk about it. Just telling my family members, hey, tune in for our next episode. It's about domestic violence. They're like, oh, really? You're going to touch that? That's really the reaction. Oh, it's hush hush. Nobody talks about it. No. That's the problem.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a hush hush situation.
We have to communicate. We have to. It has to be out there.
Like you said, the statistics don't lie. It's a lot of people that are experiencing this issue, and a lot of people who are not reporting this issue. And it's about time we put this issue on Front Street, and hopefully we can start a dialogue where we can all come together and be respectful, and also find solutions that will work on the, for everybody, man. We can't look at this situation and trying to bring down or look at people's situation in a bad light, because of this, you know what I mean?
That's right.
We got to try to empower our own and try to find solutions, because this has to stop.
Yeah, for a woman out there, speak up, man. This is not no don't ask, don't tell situation.
Right.
You gotta speak up.
Or is a man or woman situation.
No, it's not.
That's all nonsense, man.
Yeah, and I know they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that is a man and woman. No, it's not.
No, it's a society
People
problem.
are getting hurt out there. This is a problem.
Are there. It's adding up. Yeah.
Okay, the numbers don't lie.
Definitely.
Right? So, everyone out there, this is perfect for me to tell you: be empowered, woman. Speak up. Talk to somebody. Get help. Like, you do not have to sit there and be victims.
Most definitely. For men, come on, man. We got to change our psyche, man. You're not a man, again, if you're engaging in these type of activities where you're beating on your woman and just don't know how to communicate to get your point across, man. Be a man and protecting your family. Empower your woman. Be there for your kid. Protect your mom, protect your sisters, protect your grandma, protect your aunts. Once you live on those principles, man, those principles will guide you to the way. You understand what I'm saying? So, we got to change this mentality. We got to change this, these fatalities that's happening, and make it absolutely clear that this way of life is not acceptable.
That's right.
It's not acceptable.
Period.
So, period.
All right. And that's our show for tonight. I'm Kim Fuller.
I'm Lamb.
Signing off. Peace.